Welcome inside the College Park Center. It is day 2 of the Sun Belt Volleyball Championships. Texas State, the 3 seed, will take on the 2 seed Coastal Carolina. The first of 2 matches in a semifinal Saturday. Arkansas State and UT Arlington, the host school, coming up later on tonight. Hello, everybody. We welcome you courtside. Drew Felios alongside the former Texas star Bailey Webster. Well, every team yesterday won by the count of a sweep. First, you got the Bobcats and the Chanticleers, 2 quality clubs. What makes them tick, Bailey?
Well, Drew, I think both teams are very talented. But for Texas State, what sticks out to me is that they're a really balanced team. I think they're connected on all cylinders, and they just work really well together, playing together for 4 years. On the other side, I think Coastal Carolina is just a very highly skilled team, and you can just tell they're very talented, and I think a lot of that comes from having a lot of international players, so we'll see who shows up tonight.
All right, let's talk about some of the stars now. For the Bobcats, how about Jalea Bolden yesterday? 16 kills, just like her number, dominating South Alabama.
Bolden had a great match against South Alabama, and if she brings her A game like she did yesterday, she may be the difference maker in this match.
And for Coastal Carolina, we heard about Leah Hardiman being the Conference Player of the Year. Did she live up to the hype or what?
She really did, Drew. I genuinely think she may be the best all-around player in this conference, leading her team in kills and second in digs. All Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year as well. We'll see what she does tonight against a tough Texas State team.
First year playing in the Sun Belt for Coastal Carolina, trying to advance to a championship. Texas State will wear the white jerseys here this afternoon. Coastal Carolina will wear the familiar teal. Both of these programs over 20 wins on the season. As you get a look at Sarah Booth, the sophomore setter out of Lincoln, Nebraska. She played well in the semifinal. 22 assists yesterday in the quarterfinal, rather. For the Chanticleers, we're underway. Bolden tapped back down by Hardiman to start. So Leah Hardiman, her versatility was just outstanding.
Bolden was great yesterday, and I think you can tell they know that. They tried to go to her on the very first play of the match, and she just wasn't aggressive on that, but it was the first play, and may have not have been a good set for her to swing at.
Quick 2-0 lead for the Chanticleers. Coastal with only 1 conference loss on the season, and that was to Arkansas State. Here's Bolden, and looking for the touch. She gets it. Point Bobcats.
You can tell what Texas State's game plan is. They're really looking for Bolden, hoping that she has a great match like she did yesterday.
They feel that Bolden right now playing at the top of her game, want to utilize her as much as possible. And as far as Annika Lakros is concerned for Coastal Carolina, she's another player that's a really good, I think, number 3 option on this Chanticleers team, because remember they have Talia Bishop as well, who does a lot of damage.
Yes, the Chanticleers have a lot of options, a just very solid team, and I think a lot of those girls score consistently. So Lakros is one of those girls they can always depend on out of the middle.
Player of the Year in the conference. Dominated the Big South last year. Leah Hardiman has her sights set on a different prize in 2016. Fabulous jump serve. She'll be sporting, and she paints the line with that one for the first ace of the match.
What a serve. I mean, that looked like it could have been out, but it was on the line. That was a great serve. It's nothing that Texas State could do about that one.
Junior out of Clarkston, Georgia. Into the net, so point for Texas State, a side out. When you are fielding, when you are trying to play that jump serve, Bailey, what's the best approach, especially when it's coming like it is from Hardiman?
I think you just want to make sure that your arms are out, and you don't really have to move that much. When it's a top spin, all you have to do is put your hands out and get the ball up. You just got to work on getting it up and allow the setter to get under the ball.
First block of the match for Texas State. You see that front line with Lauren Kirch leading the way. Kelsey Winan as well, number 8. Will play a big role here today. Savovich had a big quarterfinal as well for Coastal. Booth, good set. And this one is in, so Bishop barely able to squeeze one in for the point.
Love that swing by Bishop right there to paint that back line. It was so close. You can see back there, Texas State didn't know whether to take it or not, and that's the ball you want.
Service error. Keep in mind, both of these teams were pretty solid across the board. Very disciplined teams. They don't make a whole lot of mistakes.
They don't. I think that they're just both teams are balanced and they just are very consistent. And I think that when you have consistency, you have a lot more confidence in what you can do as a team.
Allie Hubasek serving now for Texas State. She brings up an ace. She is really a spark plug off the bench for these Bobcats, and right now she's got the crowd working.
She really is. I mean, you don't see that happen too often. 2 aces in a row, and she's just bringing the energy back there in the backcourt.
And she has got them off balance right now. That's
wow.
3 in a row.
3 aces. I think that may be the first time I've seen 3 aces on a collegiate level.
Four-time, not the charm, but still good sequence there for Allie Hubasek.
I think that really helped allow Bobcats to get momentum on their side. You know, they had the bench going, everyone really into the match with those 3 aces.
And then have to be a team effort for Texas State to come out of here with a victory. Federico serving now for the shot to clears, and there's a perfect slide. Lauren Kirsch delivers.
Great swing by Lauren Kirsch. They were able to go behind the setter 1 foot. That was very nice setup by Hoppy right there.
Kelsey Winan, 4-year Little winner. Coastal Carolina trailing for the first time in this tournament. Lasmont hits through the block. Hardiman back row. Great dig by Winan, now left side. And this one just a little bit wide by Basmat.
That's the right idea by Basmat. It looked like if it was in, that would have been a great shot down the line, you know, because Coastal Carolina is playing some really good defense, but just wasn't able to execute right there.
Natasha Sabovic, senior out of Belgrade, Serbia. Another serve that sails long for Coastal.
There's been a few missed serves from Coastal, and I think it's really cost them, giving Bobcats some points. But you can tell they're trying to serve deep and get the back row in trouble a little bit.
Texas State has what Coastal Carolina does not, in that they have beaten Arkansas State. Shot to clears. Can't say that about their resume coming in here to Arlington as Basmat scores again for the Bobcats.
And yeah, they haven't. They aren't able to say that, and I think that's one thing in this tournament. Coastal Carolina would love to have a chance to get at Arkansas State again for that.
Exciting opening minutes here in the first semifinal. Great dig by Winan. Wide again.
Boy, Texas State really is looking good right now in this first set. Everything is connecting for them right now.
Karen Chisholm, legendary head coach, loving it on the Bobcats sideline. Texas State off to the fast start. We're off and running here in Arlington. Welcome back to Arlington. Texas State, good start. 11-8 leading in set number 1 as Lauren Kirsch serving. Here's Hardiman, and that's a good way to jumpstart you. When you're struggling just a little bit, get it to your best player.
I agree. You can tell that they're going to try to get to Hardiman to try to get things going on their side. And they're not necessarily playing poorly, but they have to slow Texas State down a little bit because right now Texas State is just really connecting in the backcourt, front row. It's just everything's going well for them right now.
Shot to clears. One Hardiman again. Block is there for the Bobcats, and the ball drops in right in front of Hubasek.
What a close call right there, but I think it was the right call. It looked like it was just on the line. And I always say, when it's that close, you just have to take it because you want to shoot yourself in the foot when they call it in, and you are right there.
You can just sense, Bailey, in the opening minutes of this match, this is going to be close down to the wire. Both of these teams very evenly matched, and they are well scouted as well.
Yeah, you can tell they did their homework.
There's a tremendous play by Bess Mack. She is off and running for Texas State. Ibasak sprints out of the match, and in comes the libero, Micah Dinwiddie, the freshman.
Dinwiddie's had such a great year, especially to be a freshman. I can tell you, a lot of these freshmen in this tournament this year, you can never tell.
Hardiman, rare mishit, wants the touch, and does get it. Interesting to see how these teams respond. Coastal Carolina, sort of, give you the boxing reference, hit in the mouth for the first time in this tournament. And I say that, Bailey, because yesterday was just so easy for both of these teams. And interesting to see when they come against any adversity today, how they respond.
Exactly. Both teams yesterday had kind of an easy match, 1-3, and now it's just really they're facing some competition today. But that's to be expected in the semifinals.
Booth is going to get the ace. Sarah Booth, the sophomore, serving for Coastal. Coach Chisholm up off the bench. Sarah coming out of Lincoln, I mentioned before, play some great volleyball in Nebraska, don't they?
Oh, really great volleyball. So, you know, it's one of those states where if you say they're from Nebraska, they have some type of, she has some skill to her. And you can see, I was watching her in warm-ups, and she has some really good hands. And sometimes you may not notice that as much because you just have such powerful hitters, and you're just so stunned by the swing, but she really is giving some good balls to Coastal.
How about Bolden? A little bit quiet here in the first set, but now starting to make some noise. Coastal by 1. Hardiman.
Nice swing by Hardiman down the line right there. Once again, they're really paying the line backcourt and down the line. Really some good swings by both teams.
Coastal Carolina, a tremendous non-conference resume. Big wins over Miami and Pittsburgh and Notre Dame as well. Bolden, another big-time spike.
What a swing by Bolden. I love that. And it was right near me. You can just hear the pop she had on that ball. She wanted that one.
Hardiman. So tough to dig that when she has all that momentum going forward, isn't it?
It really is. But look at that hustle play right there by libero. That was amazing right there by Dinwiddie. She just went after it, almost sacrificed herself going into the cheers right there. Great hustle by her.
Dinwiddie, all business. Only a freshman. Looks like a sophomore, even a senior at times here in the last few days. Here she is with the dig. Winan blocked at the net, but ball manages to find a spot on the Chanticleer side.
Boy, was that a pretty set by Hoppy. I just was watching it, barely any spin, and Winan was able to get on top of that one.
Now it's Ibasak, young lady who came out of retirement to play for Texas State. She was done until Coach Chisholm said, Allie, we need you in the program. And Allie Ibasak, her serving here in this first set has been the big difference for Texas State.
It really has. She's really affected this team and in a good way. She's just really helped them out, and I'm sure right now she's really glad she came out of retirement.
Ball actually hit the scoreboard. We play on, though, and Chanticleer is able to keep the point.
I had a feeling today it was going to be a close match, and already you can tell in the first set it's going to be a good one.
Kate Federico. Authority that time by Winan. Boy, Texas State, they are making the most of every single swing.
They really are. It's just they're going into even their approach just really aggressively like that. There's no fear, no hesitation, and sometimes you don't know if that's going to happen when you're playing such a talented team like Coastal Carolina, but they are approaching it the perfect way.
Winding the dig back row. Now Vasmat. Bobcats starting to build that momentum. They've retaken the lead, 18-17.
Great swing by Vasmat right there. It was wide open, and you can tell that they scouted what spots are open and what defense Coastal Carolina is playing right now.
Deadlocked at 18. Savovich winds up for Coastal. And that's going to be a point. That's Lauren Kirsch, the senior middle out of Perryton, Texas.
And I know we've talked a lot about teams wanting to limit their unforced errors, but today it'll be very important for each team not to have unforced errors, because it could be the difference in this match.
Just as you say that, a service that goes a little long. Kirsch goes to the bench, and in comes Dinwiddie again. There's Joseph Foreman, his 5th season on the sidelines for Coastal Carolina. Had a chance to visit with him before the match. He told us his story about coming over here to the United States and getting involved in the college game. He says, some force from above just pulled me here to America to be a part of this great game. Really fun to talk to him.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and you can just tell he really loves his players and just has adjusted to volleyball here in America. But he's also been able to bring a lot of things he's learned overseas here to America, and I think that's why his team is doing so well this season.
Bobcats first to 20. Bolden trying to add to it. Coastal scrambling, Jill middle. Bolden asking for it. Here it is.
Wow, Texas State really is just having a great first set. Like, if they had an idea of how they wanted to start out against Coastal Carolina, this is the perfect way to do so. And you can just tell Coastal Carolina, this is the first time I've kind of seen them shaken up a little bit.
Right now it's the energy on the Texas State side that I think is prevailing. And I think energy is going to be key here today, Bailey, not just in this match, but also with UT Arlington coming up later, the home school against the 1 seed Arkansas State. They're going to be using a ton of energy as well. There's Karen Chisholm, coach in her 37th year as head coach for Texas State. Started at age 28, and she says the time has just flown by. Here she is in another Sun Belt championship. And Coach Foreman, his story from Budapest, just definitely one to savor. Talked about the differences from European volleyball to the college game in the United States. Bailey, what would you say those major differences are?
Well, talking with him, I just agreed with what he was saying. He mentioned that when he came over to America, he had to kind of make his team, take his team in and treat them more like family and learn more about them. That way you can have connection with your players. And he realized that the more connection you have with each individual, that the better these girls are going to play. And he caught on with that. And he said he wasn't really doing that overseas. It was more direct, and this is what I need you to do, this is why you're here. And it wasn't really working. So he's really picked up some good things here in America.
Hardiman again out of sync for Coastal Carolina. Texas State has opened up a 3-point lead. Side out now for Coastal. Chanticleer still have time to regroup here.
That was a big service error by Texas State. And this is kind of the time in a match where things can turn around. You don't know who's going to kind of take off at this point. Very pivotal point in this set.
Another kill by Bolden.
Wow, I love that swing right there by Bolden. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. That is a A1, just high-class swing by her. Oh, she really just completely outdid herself on that one.
Chanticleer's backs against the wall here in the first set. Bishop has been quiet for Coastal. Bolden avoids that antenna. And that's long. And that will be a touch, so Coastal will get the point.
just barely touched off the tip of her fingers by Bolden right there. And if she just is so athletic and jumped high. If she would have stayed on the ground, that ball would have sailed out.
Bishop. Great dig by Dinwiddie again. Now this is going to be a legal touch.
And you know what? I honestly was just watching Hoppy. The last few sets were a little off right there. Winan was asking for the ball, didn't really get her a great ball, and Bolden had to tip over the one before that. So I think maybe she got in her head a little bit with that third set.
Keep in mind, Coastal Carolina and Texas State did meet earlier this season, September 30th. Texas State winning, rather Coastal Carolina winning, 3-1. So if they drop the first here, definitely be a surprise here in round 2 of the Sun Belt Championships.
And Texas State has Coastal Carolina right where they want them right now. It's a very close game, but just the way that they performed in this first set is showing Coastal Carolina that they aren't a team to play with.
Say day one was a day of missed opportunities. You saw certain teams with chances to seize momentum, unable to really continue that. And that led to the 4 straight sweeps, 3-0. Texas State with a great chance here. Morgan Lewis, number 4. Aaron Hoppy wearing number 12. Hoppy really a difference maker when she is playing at the top of her game. Bobcats are ferocious.
I agree with you. Coach Chisholm mentioned that she can be inconsistent at times, and right now they really need her.
Bolden gets a huge kill, and now set point coming up. Right in the face of that block, Bailey.
Bolden is, you see signs of how she performed yesterday. She's doing it right again today.
Hardiman on the deck. Oh, big time answer by Bishop. Rather, this is Legros.
Wow, some of these swings today are just really impressive. Legros right there just really put some velocity on that one. On top of it, but talk about that set. It was just right in Legros' wheelhouse.
Big point here. Bobcats. Cahill digs it out. Now Bishop. Bolden. It's in. The ball skirted across the net and found a spot right on the Chanticleer side.
What a way to end that set right there. It looks like it's going to fall on their side, and it trickles over for the point to win the set.
Texas State, 25-23. We got a good one cooking here in Arlington. Welcome back to the Sun Belt Volleyball Championships. Texas State and Coastal Carolina go to the wire in set number 1. Bobcats able to steal it. 25-23. There's the Arkansas State Red Wolves as they get ready for the match later on tonight. Red Wolves victorious over Georgia State yesterday, but have a much different task ahead of them because they're going to try and take down the home team right there out of UT Arlington. The Mavericks going to hope to play in front of the home crowd and shock the world here tonight.
Well, it's really going to be a difference maker. I think UT Arlington having the home crowd on their side tonight, but against it, they're going to need it against a tough team like Arkansas State.
There's the numbers through set number 1, our first Bank and Trust stats. And what do you see, Bailey, that really sticks out?
Texas State's numbers, that is the way you want to come out of set against Coastal Carolina. I think Coach Chisholm can't be any prouder or happier for her girls right now because they're performing, I'm pretty sure, just how she wanted them to perform going into this match.
See Talia Bishop very quiet after one set.
And that's exactly the word I was going to use for her. right now. She's been pretty quiet, not really doing poorly, but just not really making a difference or an effect on her team right now. Legros has done some good things out of the middle court. Hardiman just always the backbone for them. But now these girls kind of got to kick it up in that second gear and get on fire on their offense.
Erin Hoppe starts set number 2. That's a good way to start for the Bobcats. Morgan Lewis, the senior middle out of Wichita Falls, Texas. Lewis, a junior college transfer, brought so much into the program. Not very flashy player, but just consistent, gets it done. Meanwhile, Hardiman, she can be flashy.
She really can, and it's so funny because she has such a stoic look on her face. She's just such a quiet person, but just when she goes to swing at it, I mean, you can't help but to just be in shock and stare. She draws the attention through her play.
Another ace. Kelsey Winan had no chance on that one.
Love that top spin serve by Hardiman. I'm really glad she's using it. Not too many players do the top spin, and I think it can be very effective if used correctly.
See Dinwiddie in the game for Texas State. They want her to dig these serves from Hardiman. She's playing on the side right now. And Hardiman definitely knew that. As Bolden, she has just got a stifling right hand right now.
And right now, it seems like no one can really stop Bolden defensively. No one's able to pick up her balls. She's just really, really having a good tournament.
Right side. And there's the first time we've really heard from Talia Bishop. So the newcomer of the year in the Sun Belt Conference.
And Bishop is one of those seniors. They're really going to need her to not just step up, but just really show up today against a tough team like Texas State because they're just playing so well.
Booth looks for Hardiman. That is beautifully done. The way she flies through the back row, she does that better than anybody in this tournament.
She really does, and you don't really see that going to the back row as often, really. But Booth right there is looking for her wherever she is on that court.
Winan gets it over. Here's Bishop again. Nice dig by Vasman. Bolden. Bishop couldn't get it through the block. Try one more time. And this time, able to score. So second time in the past few points, Talia Bishop registers some for Coastal.
Yeah, that really helped. I think that they're going at her maybe 3 or 4 times in a row, and they need her to put a ball away so they can still trust in her that when they set her, she's going to do something with it.
5-3 now. Look at Bishop. Micah Dinwiddie out of Louisville, Texas. Tough play. Bobcats tried to keep it alive, but Kirch was in a tough spot.
Texas State, I will say, they've just been really gritty, going after everything. And the difference that I'm noticing here, I mean, although Coastal Carolina is still going to get their balls up, Texas State is digging everything. And when you have, and the frustrating part about having such great hitters for Carolina is that when your balls keep getting dug by the opponent, it's frustrating. And it can take you out of your game sometimes.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. See how it wears on the Chanticleers. Winan, blocked. Winan again. Now the defense showing up for Coastal. And that one's out.
You see right there, you see every person on that court is trying to go for the ball and doing whatever they have to do to get it over.
Texas State now backpedaling just a bit. Coastal with their best sequence of the match, leading 7-3 here in set 2. 7-3, set number 2. Texas State leading 1-0 here in Arlington. Coastal trying to even this match at a set apiece. Bolden has been the big gun. When they get her in position, it is lights out.
It really is, and I mentioned earlier that if she can get going, that she could be the difference maker in this match. And now, if she wasn't playing her A game right now, I think the score would be a different story.
Dinwiddie, one of the rare times she can't dig it in the back row. Good dig by Savovich. Hardiman goes to the tip. Kirch did the same. Scrambling now, the shot to clears. Cahill puts it over. A little off balance. And a touch. It'll be a point for Coastal Carolina.
Wow, both teams really into that right there. Texas State believes that there's a touch on that ball by Hardiman, and the Chanticleers are looking and saying there's no way there was a touch. Everyone really emotionally invested in this match. Coach reversed. I think that the ref reversed it, saying that there was a touch on that ball. And right there in that replay, it doesn't look like Hardiman touched it.
May have come off Lulich, who was right there trying to make the block. Hardiman wants a point back. It's the best way to make up for what could have been a blown call.
Well, that's one of the times when you have to score on that point. When you believe, when you lose the point before and you think that it was a wrong call, you have to come back with an aggressive swing like that.
It's important when something doesn't go your way like that to not let it fester, right? Over to the next point.
Definitely.
Oh, Basmat just hit it right off the body of Kate Federico.
Talk about that swing right there. I mean, if you look at where it hit the setter on Coastal Carolina, she literally was at the 10-foot line. Great swing by Basmat.
Looking for Hardiman.
Might have been a double right there.
How about the Bobcats getting it over? But that from Legros is unstoppable.
Legros really performing well so far in this match, and she's really become invested into it. Usually she's a quiet leader, but right now she's really making a statement, demanding that she gets the ball. And it's one of those senior leader moments where you don't want your team to get down, and you want them to win this set, because this could be your last match if you don't show up.
Now left side attacking. Basmat keeps it alive. They go the other side. Booth. Bishop. Talia Bishop has come alive here in the second set.
Another senior right there that just really doesn't like probably what happened in that first set, and they're trying to turn things around at this point.
11-6. Coastal has led for pretty much the entire set. They've controlled things. Hardiman again. One of the rare times she is sent back.
And you can see right there, Coach Foreman is just kind of doing his hands, calm down. Coach Chisholm really talking to her girls, pushing for them. And on the other side, you have Foreman just telling the girls to calm down and get back into your game.
That's in. Monica Legros, senior middle out of Kennesaw, Georgia. I would say, look at what she brings to the middle. Coastal's got a bit of an edge at that position. It's nothing against Morgan Lewis and Lauren Kirch, but Legros really mans that position well and frees up the outside hitters for Coastal.
She does. She reads the ball well, and she's very consistent, I would say, out of the middle. And she also has a lot of height in there. She can put up a good block.
Too high a toss that time from Hardiman. Side out Texas State. Number one. Here it's been a little bit more Chanticleers. Winner trying to advance to the Sun Belt Championship. Right now, the hitting percentage of Legros is off the charts.
It really is. Look at that emotion by Legros right after she scored on that one. She really wants this match, and it's just, I think it's just senior. I would say her quote-unquote seniorness coming out of her. She's really trying to get her girls going.
Another dig by Dinwiddie. How about Hardiman getting on the deck? She gets dirty. Bishop, soft touch.
Out of that entire rally, I think the thing that just stuck out to me is what you mentioned, that dig by Hardiman. I mean, she really puts herself out there on the floor, and it just looks so easy to her.
Another point by Winan. It's got to be something, too, when you have a player the caliber of Hardiman, as talented as she is, doing the dirty work like that kind of rubs off on the team, right? You see the most talented player doing whatever it takes to win.
Oh, I agree with you. I think you see her laying her body out on that floor and going for every single ball. And she's just had so many accolades. Everyone knows who Leah Hardiman is, and she just still plays hard and hustles for her teammates.
Booth comes out. Kate Federico checks in. Federico, the transfer from Clemson, found a home in Conway, South Carolina. And that's going to be a legal hit as Hoppy hesitated for just a moment. So Coastal stepping on the gas pedal, and Texas State has lost a little bit of fuel that they had earlier in this match. Hit a little bit of a lull.
They have a little bit, and I think part of that, and not to pinpoint anyone, but part of that kind of is coming from Hoppy, and just she's known for being a little inconsistent, and right now is not the time to kind of break down. And I'm watching her sets, and it's almost to that point where you're like, okay, is it going to be a good set, or is it going to kind of be off a little bit? And that might be throwing the hitters off a little. And they had all the momentum, and I think they were gaining that momentum from their offense. So they need Hoppy to be on her A game, especially in this set.
There's a look at the slate later on tonight. UT Arlington and Arkansas State. 6:30 Central Time. We'll be here. Hope you can join us for that. Gym should be popping. College Park Center, one of the most beautiful arenas in the country. And then the championship final tomorrow.
We've seen some good volleyball here this weekend, haven't we, Drew?
Oh, we certainly have. And I have a feeling the best is still yet to come.
Oh, yeah.
Coastal Carolina has weathered the early storm from the Bobcats. Texas State, I think, shocked them out of the gate, especially this young lady, Jalea Bolden. But they're slowly adjusting and having a great game out of their two stars, Legros and Hardiman, really playing well for the Chanticleers. Here's Bolden again. Softly tips it over. Savovich. Bolden just too tough up front, but Texas State still a steep hill to climb here in set two.
Yeah, they need to just keep giving it to Bolden, feeding her, because right now she's unstoppable, and no one's been able to really dig her. So if I'm Texas State, I'm going to get her every ball that I can, or good ball that I can.
Coastal Carolina asking, saying that the Bobcats were over the net that time. Kate Federico looked at the official. Now Ali Hubasak, she had that big serving run with those 3 straight aces in the first set. Lauren Kirch.
Kirch has been really good for them out of the middle as well, today and yesterday. And she's just one of those people that she keeps transitioning, and she gets up for her setter each and every time.
I was just about to say, if Texas State scores again, Coastal would probably call a timeout, but guess what? Coach Foreman doesn't even wait.
Yeah, he's not even going to wait for that to happen.
Wants to halt the momentum right here. Well, for Karen Chisholm, take a look at the Texas State bench. she's not only done a fabulous job, but got great assistants as well. Tracy Smith in her 15th year on the bench with Coach Chisholm. Also Sean Hewitt in his 10th season helping out the Bobcats program. And you've also got a friend over there as well, huh?
Yeah, Tiffany Baker, the graduate assistant for Texas State. I think they're just a really big family there. She loves being there, and I think a lot of that is due to Coach Chisholm, just really forming a family atmosphere in that program.
She says, you know, what I've done my whole career is I've surrounded myself with great people. And when you do that, they're going to do well and you're going to do well. It's all going to work.
I agree 100%. When you have people around you that are on the same page as you and everyone wants to see each other do well, I mean, it's only positivity and up from there.
Ubisac will serve. Bobcats trail by 5. Blocked at the net. Oh, that's Lauren Kirch.
What a pretty block by Lauren Kirch right there. And you can just see it in action. She read the ball well and didn't even give Coastal Carolina a chance to hit at that ball.
4 straight now for Texas State. Dinwiddie on her knees in the back row. How about 5 straight?
Once again right there, another 10-foot, a shot down the line at the 10-foot line, because literally Coastal Carolina is playing defense at the 10-foot line and they're still being hit.
Savovich can't get it over. Bobcats should get a decent swing here. A little bit discombobulated. Here's Hardiman again. Hoppy, there's the slide, run to perfection. Kirch once more. It's 17-15.
I think the smiles on Texas State's face showing how well they're playing right now, especially Lauren Kirch. Look at that. She's just really one of those people that, like Bolden, they can't stop her right now.
Now with a Chanticleer's answer. Will they go to Hardiman? No. Instead, it's Peterson. She's yet to score here today. Kirch missed time to jump. Savovich. Hoppy again. This time she'll take a swing and score.
And as you can see right there, Texas State is, you can't stop them right now. Everyone is into the match, very excited. And they have players showing up, and not even showing up, but just performing well all through the court, all 6 players.
So now if you're Coach Foreman, you gotta rally the troops. And what do you say to them on the sideline right now? Because Chanticleer's had this second set in control. And Bailey, they can't afford to drop this set.
They really can't afford to drop this set. I think you can see right now, he's probably thinking like, what's going on right now? Because they're not used to this, but probably telling them to just calm down because they look kind of rattled. And you can tell that's the downside about winning all the time. When you're in a situation you're not used to, it's uncomforting, and you don't really know how to rebound from it. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. I don't think they're really playing poorly, but they haven't adjusted to Texas State's offense yet and slowing them down.
All smiles on the Bobcat side. And look at concern from the Chanticleers. What a run by Texas State. The fans into it. Savovich can't have the angle. Texas State is tied it at 17.
Right there for Savovich. She just was kind of trapped. The set was very, very tight, and it wasn't much that she could do. As you can see right there, her putting her hands on her legs.
Peterson puts it over. Hoppy! Unbelievable.
And Coastal Carolina had a pretty comfortable lead in this set, and it's really amazing to see that Texas State is now leading.
How about Hubisak serving again? The difference here in the second set. This run has been sparked by that. Hardiman, back row. Savovich, not a factor thus far in this match, like she was yesterday. Hardiman, and that's what the best player in the conference can do. Halt a 7-0 run.
Very aggressive swing to end that play right there by Hardiman, and that's what they need right now. They went to Savovich a few times, and if you look at what she did yesterday, literally hitting about 600 no errors, scoring every time they gave her the ball. And at this point, she really needs to get something going.
Deadlocked at 18. Lauren Kirch, she is feeling it like no other right now.
She really is. The middles for Texas State right now, there's no stopping them. And that says something. In that specific position, Coastal Carolina hasn't been able to stop both middles. So I think there needs to be an adjustment made at halftime on behalf of Coastal Carolina.
Savovich barely able to dig it. Hardiman can just get it over. And that was a great answer as Lulich got the free ball. So now Dora Lulich back to serve. She's a middle, also doubling as a right side hitter. Sophomore out of Croatia, another international player. Double block is on. Legros along with Peterson.
Fastnot right there could have done a little bit something different. The ball was tight, but I would have loved to see her maybe tip it down the line, push it down the line, do something with it, and give her team a chance to score.
It's been an emotional second set. Dinwiddie can't dig it. Big point. Shot to clears. Extend to a 2-point lead. Kirch again. Hardiman blocked. Boy, Kirch is a one-woman wrecking crew right now.
Wow, what a play right there. I mean, that looked like it's just such a struggling play. Legros looked like she didn't know what to do with it. And Kirch is just following the ball everywhere and was able to get a block on that one.
Kirch, one of the players headed to nursing school next year. Coach Chisholm wishing she would stick around for one more. Coastal trying to pull away from the Bobcats here to equalize. It will be Sarah Booth. Coach Foreman trying to keep his team in this match. Fastnot, the defense has come alive for Coastal.
Bishop doing a really good job out there, blocking on that right side pin, and Legros doing a good job closing in with her. And they're kind of slowing Fastnot down a little bit. I think she really needs to keep swinging high. She's kind of swinging into a block right now.
Maddie Adams comes into the game. Defensive adjustment. Ball just falls flat. Hoppy fists it over. Now back row, Savovich. That's the first time we've called her name on offense.
And that's what they needed right there from Savovich at this point in time in the match. That was a great swing by her, and just swinging where it was open. I think that was a great turn up. It looked like she was going to left back and just kind of switched it up on us to right back.
She's been the missing element up to that point right there. And now set point, shot to clears. Legros, a presence right now up front. The block for Coastal takes over the latter parts of set number 2. And Coastal has even this at one set apiece. Texas State, Coastal Carolina. A roller coaster. Set 2 goes to the shot to clears. Two sets in the books here in match number 1. Sunbelt Volleyball Championships. Coastal Carolina able to even it up at a set apiece. Welcome back, everybody. Courtside, Drew Felios alongside Bailey Webster, former Texas star. It's been fun. Texas State dominates set number 1. I say dominate. They dominate towards the end. It's been even Steven so far. And in set number 2, the Bobcats closed the gap near the end, but Coastal a little bit too much talent there at the end.
Yeah, it's just been a whirlwind right now. I think what we wanted, we got what we wanted. And I think I don't even have words. Everyone's playing well right now, but certain aspects, Chanticleers kind of need to make adjustments to Texas State's middles. Bolden and Kirch both hitting over 500, and you need to slow them down a little bit if you want a chance at this next set.
Yeah, Bolden already in double figures as far as skills are concerned. Same for Leah Hardiman on the other side, and Coastal swinging much better in the second set.
Yes, Coastal's doing a lot better in this second set, finding their offense a little bit. Need to get some things going from other players besides Hardiman and Legros, but right now, they're carrying the team on their backs.
There's the block story as well. 5 apiece, Texas State and Coastal Carolina. How about the aces? The jump serve of Hardiman has been huge, and also Alec Hubisak. The serving has been a huge factor.
Serving is going to be very important in this match, and I think the missed serves are going to make a big deal. You got to work on limiting your unforced errors, but the aces that both teams have been able to score on each team has been pretty remarkable, and I think that's making a difference in the outcome of each set.
First Bank and Trust halftime stats. Texas State, Coastal Carolina. We're headed to a third set in just a few moments. We'll have come back to Arlington in a moment. Back here at intermission, Sunbelt Volleyball semifinals. Texas State over Coastal Carolina in that set number 2 to even things up at a set apiece. We saw great plays on both sides. In the early part of the match, Bishop came through in that second set. And how about the serving of Hubisak early on?
Yes, you've really just seen seniors coming out and just really leading their team. Hubisak right there, just great serves, I think, which gave Texas State the momentum in that first set. Everyone was energized and really excited about that first set. And second set, it kind of went into there too. But Coastal Carolina kind of got out of their rut and started picking it up. And you can tell from Legros, they've been leading emotionally with her and just kind of getting back into the swing of things.
It's been Bolden and Lauren Kirch leading the way for Texas State. Chanticleer scrambling a little bit defensively, but much better in the second set. As you saw the point by Basmat there, but Kirch has really come on. I think her play has been very key.
Yeah, Kirch has done a great job stepping up. Bolden in the first set was the answer. She literally was the highlight to the Texas State team. And then come second set, Kirch really stepped it up. And right now, Chanticleers can't really stop the middles at this point. So I'm sure after halftime, when they come out of that locker room, they'll have more of a game plan against Texas State's middles.
Golden Flake bracket looks like this. The winner of this match takes on the winner of Arkansas State and UT Arlington. The number 1 and 4 seeds coming up later on tonight. What do you look forward to in that match between the Red Wolves and the Mavericks?
I'm looking forward to see Canetti for UT Arlington and seeing whether she can show up like she did yesterday and just have a good tournament. Because when you're on home court, have home court advantage, the crowd behind you, and the way the Mavericks have been performing in their postseason, it should be very interesting against a tough Arkansas State team.
And for Arkansas State, Mallory Warrington was just outstanding yesterday. See if she can duplicate that performance. Third set begins on the other side of this break. Welcome back to College Park Center in Arlington. Here you see Texas State led by Lauren Kirch in the first 2 sets. All smiles once again. Her and Bolden have had huge roles in the Bobcats' run to get to this point. Texas State with 21 wins on the season. On the other side, Coastal Carolina looking for their 26th victory. They've only lost 4 matches all season long. And those matches lost were to Purdue, Michigan, Georgia Tech, and Arkansas State. They've had a brutal schedule. See who can kind of take the initiative out of the locker room. Bolden says, yeah, that's me.
Well, look at that. I mean, look at Bolden. She's out on the outside, and usually, middles are just getting it over so they can transition to the middle. And, oh my gosh, it's huge there.
Hitting right back is Bishop. Welcome back to College Park Center in Arlington. There you see Texas State led by Lauren Kirch in the first 2 sets. All smiles once again. Aaron Bolden has had huge roles in the Bobcats' run to get to this point. Texas State with 21 wins on the season. On the other side, Coastal Carolina looking for their 26th victory. They've only lost 4 matches all season long. And those matches lost were to Purdue, Michigan, Georgia Tech, and Arkansas State. They've had a brutal schedule. See who can kind of take the initiative out of the locker room. Bolden says, yeah, that's me.
Well, look at that. I mean, look at Bolden. She's out on the outside, and usually, you know, middles are just getting it over so they can transition to the middle. And, oh my gosh, it's huge there.
Hitting right back is Bishop. Hardiman's jump serve. It has sent the Bobcats scrambling off in here in this semifinal as Bolden hits it wide.
You don't really see errors like that from Bolden too often, and she's just done a really good job out there in the pin. And excuse me earlier, she's not middle, but she's opposite and going off of 1 foot at times.
There she is again. They get right back to her. That's tremendous confidence in one of your stars. Hard to believe that Bolden was a middle blocker, moved to right side hitter, and excelled even more. She was a raw recruit when she came in. Coach Chisholm said that she knew she had tremendous potential. Just had to fine-tune that, and boy, has it all come together. Still alive, somehow.
Oh.
Well, it'll be a legal hit for Coastal, point Texas State.
Yeah, with Legros, I think they're calling her over on that one, and it was a little bit, that's the disadvantage sometimes of being tall, but it was a close one, and Texas State won away with the point.
They want to get her the ball, see Legros. Every time Legros doesn't have a good sequence, she'll ask for it back immediately.
She does, and I've noticed that especially in this match, she really wants it. And if something's called against her or her team, she really wants to prove that they deserve to be here.
Best players want the ball in key situations. She's one of those. Bishop again, blocked by Kirch. Luke will keep it alive, and Hardiman will tee off just a little bit wide. Point Bobcats.
That was a close one right there. You can see Winan. She said out, but she kind of had the look on her face of the ref like, what is he going to call? It was a close one.
Ubisak, back where she has performed best, serving. How about another block? That's Hoppy and Kirch combining.
Texas State, and this momentum, you can feel the energy in this gym. Reminds me of the first set, Texas State going into this match. It's just all the momentum is on their side.
A lot more fans here. Texas State playing in their home state. As Kirch scores again, she's playing the match of her life.
She really is, and now is the right time to play the match of your life, especially going to nursing school next year, and this may be the last one of her career, so she's giving it everything out on that floor.
Right now they've got Savovich's number. Hardiman sees an open spot, but a great dig by Winan to keep it alive. Now Coastal scrambling a bit. Hardiman's going to try and bail him out. What a shot.
What a shot by Hardiman right there. And she took some off. She just really placed it in a very smart, no one is there. No one is right there, and she could see that. And she's just such a smart volleyball player. Great shot.
That's Matt. Gets her own back. Now Kirch. Everything she touches turns to gold.
She really does. Watching that right there, you can tell they thought she was going to swing at it, and she literally looked on the other side of the net and decided to put that there. She placed that there on purpose, and she's really playing some smart volleyball right now.
7-4. First service error of the set for Texas State.
Bassmack kind of struggling a little bit for Texas State. And she's not playing terribly, but just kind of, they need her. They need her right now. And you can see at halftime, the grad assistant Tiffany Baker pulled her to the side and was talking to her. And I would too, because she's one of the pivotal players, and especially in this match.
Nice dig by Cahill. Hardiman just getting so many swings. If you are Texas State, is there a way to limit the amount of times Hardiman touches it? Because, I mean, it's almost like in basketball. You just got the ball too much if you're on the opposing side, right?
Right. I mean, the best way to kind of slow her down is to get touches on the ball. Try to get blocks, but if it's not a block, just get touches, slow it down, and allow your defense to put a good ball up so you guys can be in system.
There she is, heard from with the block. Leah Hardiman. She is just taking over this match right now.
Yeah, she's doing it all offensively, defensively, just playing great defense backcourt. Serve, topspin serve has really been effective today, and she's really just doing it all around player.
First time Kirch has been sent back today. Hoppy. Kelsey Winan.
I like that set by Hoppy right there. It's still fast offense, but a little higher than she's been setting this entire match, and maybe that's what Winan need right there. Allow her to reach.
That's wide. Kirch heads out. Dinwiddie comes in. Now Dora Lulich heads to the back line. College Park Center in Arlington. Just a beautiful venue and a great host so far to these Sun Belt Volleyball Championships. Winan slowed down just a bit. Now Lulich trying to gather things. Peterson, and that's out.
Really not the time for a shot like that. I think she wasn't able to get her feet under the ball. And it wasn't the great set, but Peterson should have done something a little better with that instead of just wailing it out of bounds.
Free ball, right to Bolden.
And you can hear the stands during this set yelling MVP whenever Bolden touches the ball. And she just really had a great performance this tournament.
Service error for Texas State. The Bobcats cannot afford to give Coastal any points. They're just too talented.
I agree with you. They really can't afford. I mean, although you can't expect a perfect game, but at this point, just get all your serves in and do what you can do, because Coastal Carolina is such a talented team. You can't afford net calls, missed serves, anything like that.
Here's Bolden once more. No touch. That'll be a point for the Chanticleers. Was that serve on, was that set on point that time?
Yeah, it was a lot better. I think Hoppy just really is just trying to get back in the groove of things, and she's really positive during that moment, and that's good to see.
Now Coastal trying to string it together. Couple in a row. And it's 11-10. Chanticleers have their first lead of this set. Winan. Bobcats, a little disorganized. And that's not good news if you got Legros swinging on the other side.
And this looks more like Coastal Carolina. They're in system, and now they're beginning to run things that they're comfortable with. And the way that Texas State looks right now is how Coastal Carolina did last set.
Another solid run by the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Texas State gonna have to dig deep, trailing by 2 here in the third set. And all of a sudden, the offense from Bolden not coming nearly as easy as it has earlier.
Well, personally, if you ask me, I think that ball is just too low right there. Really, Bolden couldn't get on top of that ball, couldn't do much with it. I mean, but she could have tipped it down the line, done something with it, but she can't really swing and be athletic as she possibly can with a set like that.
Again, it's Legros. And now you're starting to see lots of smiles on the Chanticleer side, sensing that this could be a pivotal moment in this match, taking control. 4-point edge. Bolden had a couple tries, able to put the second one through.
Really smart by Bolden right there, and I think that they're just trying to get back in the groove of things. They look like they're kind of on their heels right now, and Texas State doesn't look very comfortable in running their offense.
And it's Bishop. Bishop's had a quiet role here today, not nearly as explosive as she was in the quarterfinal, but tell you what, she hasn't really needed to. Legros and Hardiman have really carried the load.
Yeah, you have Bishop and Savovich in the front row right now, and it wasn't really working for them, so Coach Booth has kind of mixed it up and started looking for Hardiman back court when those two are front row.
She is having an MVP-like tournament so far. Alex Silver comes out, and back in comes Lauren Kirch. So you got Kirch, Vasma, and Bolden along that front line. Texas State wants to make a run. Now's a great opportunity.
Nice time for a serve like that from Dinwiddie. Nice time for an ace.
Micah Dinwiddie. What a freshman year she has had. Sun Belt honors rolling in for her. Hockey. Gonna go to Bolden. That's it.
Now that is what you want to see on Texas State's side. Bolden right there, you saw how she was able to reach high with that set. I mean, obviously I'm biased. I'm a fan of high sets, but right there, Booth was able to get it to her high enough for her to do what she does.
Legros, they fake it to her. Bishop waiting for it. Dinwiddie could do nothing. 16-14 to Leah Bishop, the newcomer of the year in the conference, all Sun Belt second teamer. Trying to get another crack at it. Bobcats get it over. Right in front, Lulich. Now Basma. Savovich, bring it up.
Savovich kind of going here in this third set, just really aggressive. I think the only good things come out of being aggressive, and right there, she's just really, really going at that net.
Another one for Bolden, just continuing to add to the total. The Colorado State transfer heads to the bench.
Very experienced move by Bolden right there. I just think that right there, once again, the set was too low for her to do anything, but at least she was smart with it and put it in the middle of the court.
That finds a hole. Alia Bishop. Bishop transfer out of Buffalo. Chanticleer is welcoming a few of those into the program. So you got Bishop from Buffalo, you got Federico from Clemson. Kirch taps it over. Savovich, another good swing, but can't straighten it out. Third set still up for grabs. Here at the College Park Center, Drew Felios, Bailey Webster, Coastal Carolina, and Texas State. That's the net violation, and the Bobcats inching closer.
That was a late call on that one. I almost was I was going to be shocked if they let that get away.
Critical points coming up here. Savovich. Did it drop in? No, just out.
Coach Chisholm is claiming that Savovich, that when she got blocked, that it went off of her foot and out of bounds, which therefore it would be Texas State ball, but the ref did not see that.
Kurtz again. Another point for Coastal. Coach Foreman sensing if his team can find a way to take this set, they'll be in the driver's seat.
And I think this is the pivotal point in this set where it depends on what happens on each team is, determine how the rest of the game will go.
Kurtz says, feed me. Ubasak looks up at the scoreboard. 2-point difference. Tough to make that up when Hardiman is swinging the way she is.
Nice swing by Hardiman right there, able to go off the hands of Texas State blockers. And right there, if they would have stayed low and over, the ball would have been out. And it's just one of those things, you have to be disciplined as a blocker to be low and over and allow some of those balls to go over you and out of bounds.
Two top guns for Texas State. Now Kurtz and Bolden both on the bench. This is going to be tough for the Bobcats to weather this storm here. Winan, see if they go back to her, they will. Legros wants to take over right now on the front line, and Coastal gets another point from Peterson.
Right now, Coastal Carolina really playing as a team, and everyone's starting to kind of turn on a little bit, not just Hardiman or Legros, and that's when they're getting these points racking up. Everyone is contributing.
3-seeded Bobcats and 2-seeded Chanticleers. Coastal in their first year of Sun Belt action. They won the Big South tournament last year. This is definitely an upgrade. We asked Coach Foreman, how different has it been playing in this conference? He says, yeah, without a doubt, we sense the competition is greater, and we know that the road to a championship is not going to be easy. Keep in mind, Coastal's lone conference loss did come to the #1 seed, Arkansas State. And Coastal hoping to have one more crack at them tomorrow on Championship Sunday.
So that's really impressive to go from one conference and to go up a level and still be this high and rank second, be the second seed in the tournament. I mean, they just had a great season, and I'm sure every coach wants their team to be the best, and nothing's ever good enough. But very impressive to move up a level and still be this high in the season.
Dora Lulich heads back to serve for the Chanticleers. Leah Hardiman's had another sensational outing. I don't think Hardiman ever has an off day. And Texas State struggling a little bit out of the timeout.
From the way Hardiman has played in this tournament, it doesn't seem like she does, but I'm sure all players do. But I think the thing is, she's such a well-rounded player. If she's struggling offensively scoring, then she's probably just doing a great job on defense. So it just works both ways.
Along the front row, somehow that ball stays off the ground. Texas State hoping they've got one more run left in them here in the third set.
And what I have noticed right now is that Texas State is kind of going to Morgan Lewis, their M2, a little bit more. I think the block for Coastal Carolina is starting to cheat out a little bit on the pin hitters, and so they're trying to keep them more honest.
What a swing by Hardiman, the player of the year. Making a lot of noise here in Arlington, and now set point.
Hardiman really has been the backbone for this Coastal Carolina team. Not just this season, but just look throughout the sets. You always can depend on her.
One more time. Hardiman hits the deck. Now Bolden trying to answer. Booth wants her again. And she's able to score. Coastal Carolina. 25-19. Again, able to withstand a Bobcats run. And now Karen Chisholm's team is on the ropes, trailing 2-1. Texas State tries to get back in it right after this. Coastal Carolina one set away from advancing to the Sun Belt Championship. 2-1 they lead Texas State. Drew Felios, Bailey Webster. Texas State took the first set. Since then, Coastal has pretty much controlled the action. Our First Bank and Trust stats show this through 3. The blocking story even. The aces where Coastal really hasn't had.
Yeah, the sets look pretty even right now if you look at it, but right now what the difference is, Coastal Carolina is getting a balanced offense. Everyone's starting to step up and score. And on Texas State's side, all of those points are pretty much coming from Bolden or Kirch. And right now they kind of need to get their pins going. Fast mat on the outside, hitting negative, more errors than kills. And when you add all that together, it can make a real difference here in this match.
Bolden with 17 kills for Texas State. She has been the top gun. Also got Lauren Kirch with 9 and Winan with 7. But the percentage for Winan definitely a concern. And for Coastal Carolina, you got Leah Hardiman with 15. Bishop's got 10. And Legros with 9 of her own. But Leah Hardiman got the 15 kills, add 4 aces to that, and 6 digs as well. She has done just about everything.
She really has. She's been leading them in every single category, and that's just amazing. You're a great server, great attacker. She's getting some blocks in there and just digging like crazy in that back row. And it's such a blessing from, I'm sure, speaking for every coach, they love to have players that just have an all-around game.
Ball sails out. Take a look at Hardiman. Player like her, would she be very well suited for beach volleyball, would you say?
Yeah, she actually would. I think so. That would actually is a great idea. I think she could dig well, serve well, and swing at the net. She'd be really good at it, I think.
Enjoy seeing her on the hard court, though. As Texas State able to score. Just watching how Hardiman leaps through the air, just hangs there. I mean, she's got that ability. I thought Carlisa May could do that well for Arkansas State, but Hardiman even takes it to a higher level the way she elevates.
Yeah, when you look at both of them, they're similar into the fact that they're just undersized, but they have hops. They can get up, and they're very, very athletic. So they can do things with the ball that you don't typically see. They could get past big-time blockers and just really smart with the ball. I think that is a big reason. That takes a lot in there.
Here's Bishop. And they're going to get the touch. Point Coastal.
Seems like things have kind of deflated a little bit on the Texas State side. Getting quiet, the fans aren't as in it. It's just all the momentum is on Coastal Carolina's side after winning that third set.
Energy is not nearly what it was in the first set, that's for sure. Tapping it over is Lewis. Here's Bishop, and that grazes the line. Another point for the Chanticleers.
Bishop really has come out of that. This has been a dark horse for them. She's come out of the blue and just really performing well in these last 2 sets.
Coastal gets a point here. Texas State's got to be careful. They have a timeout. Bobcats, who will they go to? It's Bolden, and she delivers. Bishop, big swing. And now she's not only starting to score, but she's starting to score in bunches.
Yeah, she's starting to be really aggressive with it. I'd love to see that from Bishop, one of the seniors on the Chanticleers team, and she's really stepped her game up, and you can tell they needed her. In that first set, she was kind of non-existent, and they really struggled against Texas State. And now that she's been a factor in this match, it's kind of, they're taking away with it, running away with it.
So far, early on, as Kirch scores another for the Bobcats. Early on, it seemed like it was all Hardiman and Legros for Coastal Carolina, but lately they've had backup the backup has showed up. And I think that's why Coastal leads 2-1 and is now closing in on advancing to a championship. Still lots of volleyball to be played though here. Back row, Hardiman. Dinwiddie can't do anything with it. The Big South champions led by the Sun Belt Player of the Year, Leah Hardiman. Slide again, Kirch, the little tap. Looked like that hit the floor. We play on.
I would love to see that in replay. It might have hit the floor.
Hardiman, give her one more chance. She'll take advantage.
I think so. That was a close one, but hey, the show must go on. They still won the point, and it was good of both teams to keep playing.
Salvovich to serve. Coastal in position. This is like playing an away match for the Chanticleers. Crowd edge to Texas State. But right now, Chanticleers weathering the storm. And their best player just getting better and better.
Did you see how high she got up on that one? I literally could see her head over the net. She may have touched, that may have been the second red on the antenna. She just very athletically gifted person.
Chanticleers have taken over this match for the time being. Texas State trailing 8-3 on the brink of elimination. We're back at the College Park Center in a moment. Here's one more look at that point. Moments ago, we thought it hit the floor, but it looks like maybe a little pancake action by the Chunks to keep that from hitting the ground.
Dinwiddie may have gotten her hand under there. Nice job by her.
Lauren Kirch has played fabulous today for Texas State. They really need a big push right now.
They really do, and they need to be led by their seniors to just kind of push. This is your last push to kind of turn things around in this match.
Biden will serve for the Bobcats. Texas State came out with tons of fire, but that fire has been extinguished for the moment by Coastal Carolina. And, oh, how is that ball kept alive?
Wow.
Plays like that get the crowd on their feet, but the set a little bit off. Kirch didn't time it right. Hoppy misread her, and it's 9-4.
What a play by Vasnat right there. Get that up, and everyone was involved in there, and the crowd was in it, and they needed a point on that one. They really did.
The crowd was just waiting to explode there.
Yeah.
We'll remember that point, Bailey, moving forward. Federico. Hardiman puts it over. Shelton. Vasnat blocked. And that is Legros again, who continues to be a force with Peterson.
Where Texas State really has kind of gotten quiet a little bit. As you can see right there, Vasnat is being subbed out for another player, Megan Porter. And they're trying to change things up, seeing if they can get something else going, but the momentum has been lost on Texas State's side.
Just haven't been able to sustain the runs that they were able to put together early in the match. And Coastal has just been able to get everybody involved. They were taken out of system often early on, but Texas State unable to weather the storm because the Chanticleers, it's almost like they've been able to use every option over the last few sets. And in the end, it's just too much.
Exactly. I think they're starting to get everyone involved, and it's made a big difference in this game.
Peterson. She has her shot sent back. Now right side. Hoppy hit it in the tape.
Hoppy's really struggled today. Personally, I think that it's just they really needed her to help get everyone going in this match, and she just really hasn't been able to do that so far.
Started out fast in set one. Does Coastal have anything to do with that? Maybe the speed they play with, or where the ball's positioned?
I know, I think if they would have gotten Texas State out of system a lot, it would have been much more difficult for Hoppy to get the sets to her big-time players. But it seemed like even when they were in system, there were just some balls. Everyone's going and transitioning really well, and she just couldn't get them the ball that they needed.
Here's Hoppy now trying to take a few swings, and that's not working at the moment because Legros has really stepped up her game. 6'5", tough to hit over.
That was a nice block set up by Legros, but right there, Hardiman just really got up and over, and she's really been doing a good job. And we keep saying her name when we're talking about blocking, swinging, serving, digging. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Filling up the stat sheet here today. And nothing Texas State can do at the moment is working. Bobcats have been taken out of their game in Coastal Carolina, now closing in on a berth in the championship. Well, our next match coming up later tonight, 6:30 Central Time. The Mavericks of UT Arlington against the Red Wolves of Arkansas State. We'll be here for it. Also, another shout out to our fine crew here today in Arlington. The crew out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, from Arkansas State University, doing a tremendous job. Takes a tremendous amount of work to televise events like this over 3 days. And Bailey, once again, we've got the easy job.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into a production like this. But the campus has been great. UT Arlington has been great. And just having the staff from Arkansas State, it's just really been an impressive weekend.
How can Texas State regain that early form that they had at the start of the match? Is there any way they can turn the tide here?
Just kind of get things going on their side. Momentum, energy, everyone getting involved in the match. And I think it really starts with Hoppy. Kind of getting specific players involved. Keep feeding Bolden. Keep feeding your pin hitters and seeing what happens with that.
Battle going right at the net. Bishop has the final say. There's the point. Megan Porter comes off the bench. The freshman's got a bright future in San Marcos.
Nice change by Megan Porter right there. Just kind of change things up a little bit, get some offense going.
Legros wins the joust. Annika Legros. Playing in her final conference tournament. Wants to be able to call herself a Sun Belt champion when the weekend's through. Cahill keeps it alive in the back row. Samovich. Another kick by Dinwiddie. Cahill. Coastal much better defensively than they were in the first two sets. Really tighten things up. Nothing dropping right now. And the offense for Texas State running out of weapons.
What a rally by both teams right there. Good defense, just really, really solid offensively. And it's unfortunate that that ended on an unforced error.
17-6. The 2 seed leads the 3 seed. Couple players run into each other on the Texas State side. Now Bishop just can tee off.
Now the Bobcats kind of struggling right now. Everyone's kind of frantic running around, and it's just really hard to get in system. But Coastal Carolina, on the other hand, just really in system, everything working for them in this set.
Texas State now staring elimination in the face. (18-7). We'll send Megan Porter back to serve. Coach Chisholm's team's had a fabulous season, but it could be coming to an end here. Bolden finally scores. Got a little bit quiet for Texas State. She has done so much here this afternoon.
She really has. She's done a lot for this Texas State team, and whining a little quiet too in this set and the previous one, and they kind of need to get her kind of being aggressive at the net. I haven't seen her really gotten a good hand on the ball yet. Hopefully she can.
There's Winan again, trying to operate. We'll go to Bolden on the other side. She just whizzes it right past Leah Hardeman.
Nice aggressive swing to end the play on that one. That was perfect by Bolden, and I think she likes those high balls because she's very successful in those out-of-system balls from Hoppy.
Bishop, that's blocked just out of bounds, so another point for Coastal. And one more 220 for the Chanticleers. Bolden taps it. Bishop plays it. Booth is there. Savovich couldn't score. Lulich does. There is a scenario that if Coastal Carolina advances to the championship, and Arkansas State does as well, if the Red Wolves beat Coastal Carolina in the title game, there's a very good chance that Coastal will still receive an NCAA tournament bid because their non-conference schedule has been so tough. And right now their RPI sitting in the low 40s. If Arkansas State were to get there and fall to Coastal in the championship, given that that does happen, I don't think that the Red Wolves would be able to be an at-large bid, but something we can definitely look forward to in the coming days.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear that, and I think that I could believe that that's possible because Coastal Carolina has had a tough schedule, and they've done a good job handling that schedule. So if they're deserving of it based on their RPI, I could definitely believe it.
Savovich scores again. She has showed up here late. Coastal Carolina, give this team a ton of credit. They were under fire here in the semifinals, and they withstood the rally and eventually got their legs under them.
Yeah, they had a slow start in the beginning of this match, and it kind of probably scared them a little bit of just what's going to happen, and they really came out and just showed up.
Exclamation point from Lauren Kirch, but it may be too little too late.
Kirch has been really good for them this entire match and stuff like that. She's been doing that the entire match, and they just need to get. It's unfortunate because Kirch and Bolden had a lot of balls, but they really need to get everybody else involved in order to be successful.
Boy, you said it. Kirch was outstanding. Bolden was as well, but not much else from the Bobcats side. Meanwhile, everybody pitching in right now for the Chanticleers. It's been more of a team effort. 3 points away. Here's some screams from the crowd, rooting on the Bobcats, saying, "This is it, ladies. Let's see what you got." Hardiman, a big swing. I have a feeling Leah Hardiman going to be considered once again for our Under Armour Player of the Match. She's been that good.
She really has. She's just been so consistent. Really good.
Peterson goes to the tap. Blocked. And another point for Coastal Carolina. It is set point 24-22. Hardiman, Legros, Peterson, and company getting it done today. But Leah's play, what else can you say? 18 kills, tremendous hitting percentage, and she filled the stat sheet as far as digs and aces were concerned.
Yeah, she really carried them offensively and defensively for the Chanticleers today.
Let's recognize Lauren Kirch in what could be her final volleyball match at Texas State. What a tremendous career. She goes back to serve for the Bobcats. If she does indeed go to nursing school next year, we are going to miss watching her play.
Yeah, she's been tremendous for the Bobcats, and I'm sure she'll miss it. They'll miss her as well.
Lining on the deck. Couple players collide there. Hoppy's got to get up. Hardiman going to make them pay. That will do it. 25-13 in the deciding fourth set. Coastal Carolina has reserved their spot for Championship Sunday. They'll take on the winner of Arkansas State and UT Arlington. They won the Big South last year, so they don't know what it's like to lose championship games when the conference title is on the line. We'll see them once again here tomorrow. Bailey, final thoughts. Those Chanticleers are impressive, aren't they?
Chanticleer is very impressive. I think it shows what a great team, how talented they are. And the Bobcats had a great match, but it just wasn't enough. Chanticleers were just too much for them.
For Bailey Webster and our entire crew here in Arlington, Chanticleers getting it done. And a great season by Texas State. Congratulations to the Bobcats. We'll see you later on tonight, 6:30 Central Time. Until then, Drew Fellio saying so long from College Park Center.